What happens when a laid-back Hollywood star known for his calm energy suddenly finds himself pushed into an uncomfortable corner on live television, with the audience watching every reaction and no chance to hit pause? Make sure to subscribe to Talk Show Prime and like and comment for more talk show coverage. Whoopi Goldberg smiles toward the camera as the applause dies down, her hands coming together lightly on the table. Alright, we're back. Our next guest needs no introduction. You know him from Aquaman. You know him from Fasks. You know him from pretty much every movie where someone has long hair and looks cooler than all of us. The audience laughs. Jason Momoa is here. The clapping swells again as Jason walks out, tall, relaxed, wearing a simple jacket and boots, giving a casual wave. He leans down to hug Whoopi, then Sunny Hosen, then Joy Behar, who pats his arm with a grin. "You're very tall," Joy jokes, and Jason chuckles. "I get that a lot." He settles into his chair, crossing his arms loosely, nodding to the crowd as they finish applauding. Whoopi gestures toward him. "It's good to have you back. Last time you were here, people loved you." "Thanks for having me," Jason says, voice calm, slightly raspy. "Always good to be here." They start easy. Sarah Haynes brings up his latest film, asking about the physical training, the long shoots. Jason answers comfortably, joking about how sore he gets, how ice baths are his best friend now. The audience laughs at the right moments. Joy leans in. "You know, I always say these superhero movies look exhausting. I get tired just watching." Jason smiles. "They are, but it's a blessing. I can't complain." Sunny nods. "And you're also very outspoken about environmental issues. You've been vocal about protecting the oceans." Jason's expression brightens. "Yeah, that's huge for me. It's not a trend. It's my life. I grew up around water. We're running out of time." Whoopi listens carefully. "And people respect that about you. You don't just talk, you act." "So far," Jason says with a small shrug. "I try." The conversation flows smoothly for several minutes. Jason talks about his kids, about trying to stay grounded in Hollywood. He's relaxed, leaning back, occasionally gesturing with his hands. The audience is on his side. Everything feels friendly, familiar. Then Joy shifts in her seat. "So Jason," she says, adjusting her glasses, her tone changing just slightly, "you've also been very vocal about masculinity. You talk a lot about men being emotional, being vulnerable." Jason nods. "Yeah, I think that's important. Men are taught to bottle things up. That doesn't help anyone." Joy tilts her head. "But some people feel like that message gets mixed up. Like, where's the line between vulnerability and responsibility?" Jason pauses, still calm. "I don't think they cancel each other out." Sunny jumps in. "But you've criticized certain political figures for what you've called toxic leadership." Jason's eyebrows lift a bit. "I've criticized behavior, not parties." Joy raises a finger slightly. "But you do see how celebrities lecturing regular people can come across as out of touch." There's a murmur in the audience. Jason shifts in his chair, uncrossing his arms. "I'm not lecturing. I'm speaking from my experience." Joy presses. "But you're a multi-millionaire actor. A lot of folks watching don't have that privilege." Jason nods slowly. "That's true, and I'm grateful. But that doesn't mean I stop caring." Whoopi steps in gently. "Let's keep this balanced." Joy continues anyway. "I'm just saying, sometimes Hollywood men want credit for saying the bare minimum, like be nice or respect women while still benefiting from the system." Jason exhales through his nose, not angry yet but less relaxed. "Respecting women isn't the bare minimum. It's essential." Joy smiles tightly. "Of course it is, but talk is cheap." The audience makes a few sounds. Jason glances toward Whoopi, then back to Joy with respect. "Joy, you don't know what I do off camera." Joy leans back. "I know what you say on camera." Sunny watches closely, sensing the shift. "Jason, do you feel misunderstood when these conversations come up?" "Yeah," he says quickly. "Because it turns into this thing where if you speak up, you're performative, and if you stay quiet, you're complicit. You can't win." Joy interjects, "Or you could listen more than talk." That gets a louder reaction from the crowd. Jason's jaw tightens slightly. He sits forward now, elbows on his knees. "I do listen a lot, but listening doesn't mean silence forever." Whoopi raises her hand. "All right." Joy cuts in again. "But when you speak from a place of power." Jason's voice stays even but firmer. "Everyone has some form of power. You have power sitting at this table every day." The audience reacts again. A mix of applause and gasps. Joy's smile fades. "So now you're comparing yourself to us?" Jason shakes his head. "No, I'm saying conversations go both ways." There's an awkward beat. Whoopi clears her throat. This is getting heated. Jason glances around, sensing the tension. "I didn't come here to argue. I came." Folds her arms. "Debate is talking." Jason looks directly at her. "Debate is fine. Dismissing is different." The audience goes quiet, waiting. Sunny looks between them. "Joy, I think what Jason is saying is..." Joy interrupts. "I know what he's saying, I just don't fully buy it." Jason leans back again, taking a breath, but the relaxed energy from earlier is gone. His foot taps lightly against the floor. "And that's okay? You don't have to buy it, but don't tell me my intentions." Whoopi finally raises her voice slightly. "Okay, we're gonna take a breath here." Jason nods, but his eyes stay on Joy. The tension hangs in the air, thick and unmistakable. The kind viewers recognize instantly as no longer playful. The audience can feel something tipping, not exploding yet, but no longer stable either. As the conversation drifts toward a place none of them can fully steer away from, Whoopi places both palms on the table, trying to reset the energy. "All right, let's all take a second. This is live TV. Conversations get passionate, but we're here to understand each other." Jason nods once, tight smile, eyes dropping briefly to the table before he looks back up. "That's all I'm trying to do." Joy exhales, shaking her head slightly. "And that's fine, Jason. But when you say things like, "Don't tell me my intentions," that assumes I'm attacking you personally. Jason responds immediately. "It feels personal when you say what I do doesn't matter." The audience murmurs again. Sunny leans forward. "I think what Joy is getting at is impact versus intent. Even if your intent is good, the impact can still be." Jason cuts in, not raising his voice but clearly firmer now. "I understand that, I really do. But at some point, if nothing you do is ever enough, people stop trying." Joy's eyebrows shoot up. "Oh, come on. That sounds like guilt tripping." A few gasps ripple through the crowd. Jason's posture stiffens. "I'm not guilt-tripping anyone, I'm being honest." Whoopi glances toward the control booth, then back to the table. "Let's keep this productive." Joy turns fully toward Jason. "You're a powerful man in Hollywood. You have influence. With that comes responsibility to hear criticism without getting defensive." Jason lets out a slow breath. "I'm not defensive, I'm frustrated." Joy smirks. "Slightly. That's usually what defensive people say." The audience reacts loudly, this time a mix of laughter and groans. Jason's eyes widen just a bit, disbelief flashing across his face. He sits back, then forward again, clearly debating whether to respond. Sunny jumps in quickly. "Jason, do you feel like there's a double standard for men who speak about social issues?" "Yes," he says without hesitation. "Absolutely, especially men who don't fit into neat little boxes." Joy tilts her head. "Or maybe people are just tired of celebrity activism." Jason looks straight at her, then changed the channel. There's a sharp collective reaction from the audience. Whoopi's eyes widen. "Whoa." Joy laughs. "But there's an edge to it." "Well, that's one way to handle criticism." Jason shrugs. "I'm serious. If someone talking about respect or the planet bothers you that much, maybe that says something too." Joy's tone hardens. "See that right there? That's the condescension people don't like." Jason's voice drops slower now. "That's not condescension. That's boundaries." Whoopi interjects firmer. "Okay, Jason, I get what you're saying, but telling viewers to change the channel isn't exactly welcoming dialogue." Jason nods, rubbing his hands together briefly. "Fair. I hear that." Sunny looks relieved at the acknowledgement. "Thank you." But Joy doesn't let go. Jason, you're clearly uncomfortable being challenged." Jason looks at her, eyes steady. "I'm uncomfortable being misrepresented." Joy leans, crossing her legs. "That's how debate works. You don't control the narrative." Jason's jaw tightens. "I'm not trying to control it. I'm trying to correct it." The audience grows quieter, sensing the tension escalating rather than easing. Whoopi tries again. "Let's pivot slightly. Jason, you've talked about raising your children differently. Does that play into these views?" Jason nods gratefully at the shift. "Yeah, I want my kids to be kind to stand up for people, but also to be strong enough to hear criticism." Joy immediately responds, "Which you're clearly struggling with right now." A loud who sweeps through the studio. Jason freezes for a second, then lets out a short laugh, not amused, more incredulous. "Wow." Sunny turns to Joy. "Joy, that might be a little unfair." Joy shrugs. Jason's smile disappears. He sits upright, shoulders squared. "You're poking." Joy raises her hands slightly. "It's a talk show." Jason nods slowly. "And I'm talking." Whoopi leans in, voice calm but serious. "Jason, no one here is trying to attack you." Jason looks at her. "I believe you, but it feels like I'm being boxed into a version of myself that's easier to criticize." Joy scoffs lightly. "Or maybe you don't like that someone's pushing back." Jason's eyes flash. "I don't like being dismissed." The audience claps lightly at that. Joy looks out toward them, then back at Jason. "You see, they clap because conflict is entertaining. That's what this is." Jason shakes his head. "That's sad." Joy laughs. "Welcome to television." Jason exhales sharply, running a hand through his hair. "See that right there? That's exactly the problem." Whoopi straightens. "Okay, let's slow this down." Jason continues, unable to stop himself now. "We turn real conversations into sport. Someone wins, someone loses. That's not how people actually grow." Joy responds instantly. "And yet you're sitting here acting like the victim." That lands heavy. The audience goes silent. Jason stares at Joy, stunned. "I'm not a victim." Joy tilts her chin up, then stop acting wounded. Jason's voice lowers, controlled but clearly emotional now. "You don't get to tell me how I feel." Sunny puts her hand up. Okay. Whoopi cuts in, authoritative. "Enough, we are not going to talk over each other like this." Jason leans back, crossing his arms tightly, now his earlier openness gone. He looks away from the table for a moment toward the audience. "This isn't productive anymore." Joy arches an eyebrow. "So now you're done talking?" Jason meets her gaze. "I'm done being talked at." The audience reacts with a mix of applause and tension-filled murmurs. Whoopi glances at the clock, clearly aware they are running out of time and control. "We still have more to get to." Jason shakes his head slightly. "I don't think we do." Joy smiles thinly. "That's your choice." Jason takes a breath, his foot tapping faster now. The laid-back energy he walked in with is completely gone, replaced by something heavier, more rigid. He looks at Whoopi again, almost apologetically. "I respect this show, I really do, but this," he gestures vaguely between himself and Joy. "This isn't a conversation anymore." The studio is silent. Everyone sensing that whatever comes next isn't just another sharp exchange. It feels like a turning point, the kind that Lev TV can't smooth over with a commercial break or a quick joke. And Jason's body language suggests he's nearing a limit he didn't expect to reach when he sat down at the table. Whoopi leans forward, her voice steady but urgent. "Jason, let's not do anything we can't walk back. We've all been here a long time. These moments happen." Jason nods slowly, eyes fixed on the table for a second before lifting again. "I know they do. I've watched this show, I get it." Joy turns slightly toward Whoopi. No one is forcing him to stay. Jason looks back at her and no one is listening. Sunny jumps in trying to bridge the gap. Jason, I am listening. I think what you're reacting to is tone, not just content. Jason nods at Sunny. Thank you, that's exactly it. Joy sighs loudly. Tone is always that excuse. Jason's voice sharpens just a bit. It's not an excuse, it's reality. How you say something matters. Joy responds instantly. And how you hear it matters too. The audience murmurs again. Whoopi raises her hand. All right, let's do this one at a time. Jason leans back, unclasping his arms, trying to reset himself. Look, I came in here excited. I'm proud of the work I'm doing. Not just movies, but outside of that, I'm not perfect. I mess up, but I'm not fake. Joy tilts her head. No one said you were fake. Jason looks at her. That's how it feels. Joy shrugs. Feelings aren't facts. That line hits hard. The audience reacts loudly. Some clapping, some groaning. Jason stares at Joy, stunned for a moment. Wow, that's rich coming from a talk show built on feelings. Whoopi groans softly. Okay now. Joy laughs. Oh, come on. That was funny. Jason doesn't laugh. It might be funny to you. It's not funny to me. Sunny leans forward again. Jason, can I ask you something honestly? Please, he says quickly. Do you feel like you're being treated unfairly because you're a man talking about issues that women have been discussing for decades? Jason pauses, choosing his words. No, I feel like I'm being treated unfairly because I'm not allowed to be imperfect while trying. Joy snaps back. Welcome to womanhood. The audience erupts in applause at that. Jason nods slowly, acknowledging it. Fair. And I'm not saying I have it worse. I'm saying I'm trying to help, not hijack. Joy folds her arms. Sometimes helping means stepping back. Jason responds immediately, and sometimes it means stepping up. Whoopi exhales, rubbing her temple. This is going in circles. Jason looks at Whoopi because no one wants to hear what I'm after again, shorter this time. We hear you, we just don't agree. Jason's voice tightens. Disagreeing is fine, dismissing is different. Joy leans forward now, matching his intensity. You keep using that word, dismissing. Maybe you just don't like being challenged by a woman who won't clap for you. That gets a huge reaction from the audience. Jason's face hardens. He sits very still for a beat. That's not what this is. Joy presses. Then what is it? Jason speaks slowly. This is about respect. Joy scoffs. Respect goes both ways. Jason nods. Exactly. And I don't feel respected right now. Whoopi looks between them. Joy holds up her hand. No, let him finish. Jason looks surprised, then continues. I've sat here being talked over, mocked, and reduced to some stereotype of a Hollywood guy who wants praise. That's not fair. Joy raises an eyebrow. You are a Hollywood guy. Jason nods. I am. I'm also a human being. The audience quiets, sensing the sincerity. Jason's voice softens slightly. I didn't walk in here to prove anything. I walked in here open, and I feel like that openness is being used against me. Sunny nods. I can see that. Joy rolls her eyes slightly. So now you're the wounded party again. Jason closes his eyes briefly, then opens them. I'm not doing this anymore. Whoopi straightens Jason. Jason stands up slowly. The sound of his chair moving back echoes louder than it should. The audience gasps. Some clap instinctively. Others fall silent. Joy looks up at him. You're really gonna walk out? Jason looks down at the table, then at Whoopi. I don't want to, but I won't sit here and be disrespected. Whoopi stands slightly as well, palms out. Sit down, let's reset. Jason shakes his head. We already tried that. Sunny looks visibly uncomfortable. Jason, please. Jason looks at Sunny. This isn't about you and I appreciate you trying. Joy crosses her arms tighter. This feels dramatic-y. Jason looks directly at her. It feels necessary. The audience is fully split now. Some applauding, some murmuring, some shaking their heads. Voice rises. Jason walking out sends a message. Jason nods. So does staying silent. Joy smirks. There it is, the martyr move. Jason exhales sharply. See that right there? He steps back from the table. Whoopi reaches out slightly. Jason, he stops, turns back one last time. I respect strong women. I respect debate. I don't respect being belittled for trying to engage honestly. Joy looks unimpressed. Good luck with that. Jason nods once. Jaw tight. Yeah, good luck to all of us. He turns and walks off stage. The audience reaction is immediate and chaotic. Applause, gaffes, shouted comments. The camera lingers awkwardly on the empty chair. Whoopi remains standing, clearly frustrated. Okay, well, that just happened. Look shaken. That was intense. Joy shrugs, adjusting her glasses. He chose to leave. Whoopi looks directly into the camera, her tone serious. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about what just happened. The music swells as the camera cuts away, but the tension doesn't fade. It hangs heavy in the studio, in the empty space Jason left behind, and in the expressions of the hosts who now have to face the audience, knowing this wasn't just another heated moment. It was a walk-off that viewers at home are already reacting to in real time. The show comes back from break. The applause scattered and uncertain this time, like the audience isn't quite sure what the right reaction is anymore. Whoopi sits back down slowly, her face more serious than usual. Jason's chair is still empty. The camera doesn't avoid it. Whoopi looks straight into the lens. Alright, so, as you all just saw, Jason Momoa chose to leave the table. That doesn't happen often here. Joy shifts in her seat, lips pursed. Sunny folds her hands together, visibly tense. There's a brief pause. That feels longer than it should on live TV. Whoopi continues carefully. We invite people here for conversation. Sometimes those conversations get heated. That's not new, but when a guest walks off, it means something went wrong somewhere. Joy jumps in, or it means the guest didn't like being challenged. A few audience members clap, others groan. Whoopi turns to Joy. Let's not simplify it. Sunny nods. I think what we just witnessed was two very different Communication styles colliding happens every day. Sunny responds calmly but firmly, yes, but not every day ends with someone leaving the set. The audience murmurs again. Whoopi exhales. Jason is someone who clearly came in wanting a good faith conversation. Somewhere along the line that broke down. Joy tilts her head. He's a grown man. No one forced him out. Whoopi looks at her sharply. No one said they did. There's another awkward beat. The control room clearly lets it run. This isn't something they can wrap up neatly. Sunny turns slightly toward the audience. I want to say this. Discomfort doesn't automatically mean disrespect, but perception matters. And when someone feels unheard, they shut down. Joy responds or they storm off. Sunny looks back at Joy. Walking away doesn't always mean storming. The audience reacts again, split right down the middle. Whoopi raises her hand. Okay, we're not going to relitigate the argument, but we do need to acknowledge it. She looks at Jason's empty seat. Jason Momoa is no longer here to respond, and that matters too. He leans back. Well, he made sure his exit was dramatic enough. Whoopi sigh audibly. Joy holds up her hands. I'm just being honest. Whoopi turns back to the camera. Here's the thing. This show has always been about strong opinions. That includes ours and our guests. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sunny adds. And viewers at home are reacting in real time. Phones are blowing up. Social media is already on fire. The camera cuts briefly to a monitor showing blurred tweets and headlines scrolling. Whoopi nods. Yay. Our producers are telling us the same. Lightly. Welcome to the internet. Whoopi looks unimpressed. People are passionate. Some are saying Jason was disrespected. Others are saying he couldn't handle pushback. Sunny interjects. And that split says more about the moment we're living in than about any one person. The audience applauds that line. Even Joy nods reluctantly. Whoopi continues. After the show, Jason's team did inform us that he felt the conversation became personal rather than productive. Joy raises her eyebrows. That's his interpretation. It's valid to him. Joy sigh. Everyone's feelings are valid now, apparently. Whoopi cuts in sharply. Joy looks at her. What, I'm allowed to speak too? Whoopi softens slightly. Yes, but we're also allowed to reflect. There's a quiet moment. The energy is very different now. Less combative, more heavy. Sunny speaks again. What happens after moments like this is often bigger than the moment itself. Clips will circulate, headlines will simplify, and nuance gets lost. Whoopi nods. That's already happening. Joy looks toward the camera. And for the record, I stand by what I said. Challenging powerful voices is part of this job. Sunny turns to her, and listening is part of it too. The audience applauds louder this time. Joy doesn't respond. Whoopi straightens in her chair. We've reached out to Jason to see if he wants to clarify his position later. Whether or not he does is his choice. She pauses. What I hope people take away is that conversations are messy, they are emotional, and sometimes they don't end cleanly. The camera lingers again on the empty chair. It's impossible to ignore. Sunny adds quietly, I wish he had stayed. Joy responds, I don't. That line gets a sharp reaction. Some laughter, some boos. Whoopi shakes her head, and that's the divide right there. As the show wraps up, Whoopi looks directly into the camera one last time. We want to hear from you. She gestures slightly with her hand. Did Jason Momoa make the right call by walking off? Was the conversation fair, or did it cross a line? Sunny nods. These moments don't have easy answers, Joy adds. But they do spark conversation. Whoopi finishes. So share your opinion in the comments and subscribe to Talk Show Prime for more real talk show stories. The audience applauds as the credits begin to roll, but the applause feels different, less celebratory, more unsettled. Off-camera, staff members are already discussing damage control social media strategy. By the end of the day, clips of the walk off will rack up millions of views, hashtags will trend, and opinions will harden. Jason Momoa will be photographed later that evening leaving the studio. Jaw set declining to comment. Joy Behar will address it briefly on the next episode, unapologetic, and viewers will keep arguing long after the cameras stop rolling, replaying the same moments, deciding for themselves who crossed the line and who simply refused to stay silent.